Hello, everyone. And as I said, I'm so excited to be here for this week's topic. I am super excited to talk about why he or she cheats and the 10 reasons by Depoet. But first, I just want to mention a little something. I feel the need to explain that this is an unsolicited, opinion-based program and discussion. That's what this is. It's a opinion-based program and discussion. And basically, I'm doing this through the lens of my own personal experiences where I've gained knowledge that way. I just want everyone to understand. I am not coming from a medical background of any way, shape, or form, or a psychological background. I have a degree in human services. That's it. The rest of my information and education comes from this thing called life. So I just needed you guys to understand that. So we're going to get right into the poem. You know what it is. A message to my people. As promised, I read it every single week. It is my intro for my show. So here we go. A message to my people. Psychological warfare has us living in fear. Seems each day we grow farther apart. We must be tenacious and give God all praises and let the good book be our start. We didn't just arrive here to be used, abused, raped, and ripped apart. We have talent and skills, strong faith and strong will. We have forever left our mark. You gotta know, we are the most carbon copied, envied kings and queens of this earth. Know our history, study and know our ancestry, for his story has been one big lie. Have pride, we've been arrived. From our enormous intentions, interventions, reroutes, and redirections, we have proven we cannot be eliminated or defeated. Instead, we continue to lead it. Now it's time. Time to wake up. We all been drinking out of that same cup. That cup of libations, falsehoods, and mistruths. Melanin variation segregation, a stigma we engage in too. Willie Lynch was no fool, yet his plan was supposed to be foolproof. Now let me explain this variation to you. Chocolate, chestnut, mocha, tin, and coffee, browns, bus, cinnamon, and mahogany. Our skin tones are beautiful and unique. To some, enticing envy and endless critique. From skin tone to muscle tone, from straight hair to kinky, from fat ass to flat ass and all ass in between, from wide nose to narrow, and from brown eyes to green. It's time to realize we are the original man, the original human beings. Thank you. Apologies for the error. Hopefully you didn't notice. Anywho, each week it gets better for me, right? That's the plan. Each week it gets better. So as I said, we're going to roll right up into the show. Now, questions. So we're going to talk about what is the reason he or she cheats. Now, what I did was I listed 10 good reasons, and then when I kept revisiting and prepping for my show, I kept coming up with some other things that I felt necessary to include. Really important things. Important things like, I have to consider what exactly is cheating. Like, what is it, and who does it apply to? So I want to give a definition for what cheating applies to. According to Depoet, this is what cheating applies to. Cheating applies to anyone who is under the impression. You only have to be under the impression. This is through conversation, living circumstances, monetary support, giving of the body and such as wanted. Okay? Under the impression that you're in a monogamous relationship. So anyone who's under the impression that they're in a monogamous relationship, meaning it's just mano y mano, you and he, or he and he, or she and she and he, whatever it is, it's just supposed to be the two of y'all. So that's what my definition is. Now, some folks look at it differently. Once upon a time, I would consider the only time you could cheat is if you're married. I mean, you could only really cheat on someone as if you're married, and I don't consider that anymore to be truth. It doesn't hold water for me. There's no difference between if you're married or boyfriend and girlfriend, if you live with each other, as long as the person is under the impression that they're in a monogamous relationship with you. I need this light fixed, I'm sorry. That they're in a monogamous relationship with you, because if otherwise, this is a moot point. There's no reason, right? There's no reason for us to even have this discussion. So I have these listed, and they're not in any special order, but there's other things included, like, say you are of the cultural belief that it's normal for you to have arranged marriages, okay? If you have an arranged marriage, I can't speak on that. Haven't lived that life, but did have a roommate who had to experience that, and she wasn't well with her parents' decision to make her participate in a pre-arranged marriage. Now, does that mean that she would go back to India, where she was from, and cheat? I don't know. I never know what happened to her. That was so many years ago when I was in college. However, I just needed to mention that. That was one of those ones that I said I threw in and thought about after. Arranged marriages is something else to discuss. But the first one I have is regarding muchacha, money, dinero, right? You might use the person because you or their partner can't make ends meet. You're just lazy. So rather than take the high road and do the work that you need to do, you just rather mooch off of this person. You rather just practice selfishness and mooch off of this person. And you want to exchange things for things, right? So what do we call this on the street? What do we call it when you're doing a favor in exchange for money, right? What do we call that? I think we call that hoeing yourself. I think that's what that one's called. So number one, right? You might be cheating because you need you need some money. So you're going to go out and hoe yourself. And it doesn't discriminate. Men and women do it too. I know. I told you before, I don't talk about anything I don't know. But there are definitely men out there that be on some hold themselves shit just because they need some moolah cha-cha. And they know they're going to get it from this woman. Even though she's on assistance. Even though you're capable and able of doing whatever you need to do, you're going to go try to take advantage of somebody who's already down. Nah. Selfish. That's called hoeing yourself, okay? So that's the reason people cheat, because they need to hold themselves, right? They need to go get it from somewhere else because they're too lazy or too whatever you want to call it. It's just not positive to do it for themselves. Male and female, don't discriminate. Another one could be housing, right? You might need that great escape. You might need to go away, for a little while from your partner because they're driving you crazy, and you always got that person on standby, that spare on the shelf, right? Where you can just go chill, spend the night, go back wee hours in the morning. It don't matter. Whatever you're doing, you explain it the way you explain it. And again, I'm talking about what I know, folks. I'm talking about what I know. So that one is called The Great Escape. Okay? We're going to name that one The Great Escape. For when you're trying to escape to somebody else's place because you're a coward, or you're evil, or you're just mean, or you're lazy, or inconsiderate of the person that you got sitting at home, so you're going to make them stay up all night long thinking, wondering, and worrying about where you hoeing yourself at in that next house, right? That's what you're doing. You're going for the great escape instead of trying to, we'll talk about what you should be doing after. This is ridiculous. I'm just getting, just from this topic, right? And then there's that other thing, right? I'll say it's lust, but at the same time, some people do, they started labeling years and years ago. Not years and years, because it's pretty new. Now people are quote unquote addicted to sex, right? Everybody has their addictions. We all have our vice, right? So you go out hoeing yourself and, doing the great escape and everything. And then on top of it, it's curing your little need to be lusty and lustful. You're horny and not satisfied at home with your partner. That's what that is. You're not satisfied at home with your partner. And that's damn it selfish, because if you made your partner and you made that investment and you made that business decision, because that's what marriage is, a business contract. It's a legal contract. That's what that is. So you think about that when you're doing your business, woman or man. I don't care who you are. You think about when you're doing your business, your 15 minutes of fun, if you get it that long. Okay? Your 15 minutes of fun. Think about it. All that you could lose in the process. We're going to hit it all in the end, but I got more to go. I got 7 more of these, right? So we said, hold yourself. We said, great escape. We said, lust, right? And then number 4, I just threw in like, because he or she can. The opportunity is there. They're a liar to their partner and to their self. They're so full of self-hate and insecurity that they have to consistently go look for somebody else to make them feel good. You know what I call that? You have your interaction with the person and you're left feeling like a damn toilet bowl after. So I call that one the toilet bowl. So you just letting somebody come up in there, make their deposit, and leave. That's the toilet bowl right there. Okay? And all of that happens because you're lying to yourself and you're full of hate and insecurity. You need to figure out why you think the best thing you have to offer is only between your legs. Why are you thinking in the basement when you should be thinking up here in the dome, right? The top of the house, not in the basement, right? That's what that's about. You need to figure out why you hating on yourself so much that you want to abuse yourself that much. You want to disrespect yourself that much and your partner. You need to figure that out. Yeah, I'm hype. This means something to me right here, folks. I'm sorry. The other thing is payback. Oh, you cheated on me, so I'm going to cheat on you. You forget how you felt when it happened. How can you do that? You forget how it felt when it happened to you. It makes no sense at all. But hurt people, right? That's what they say. Hurt people. It still doesn't make it okay. Doesn't make it okay. What we need to do is, again, I'm sorry, we'll talk about it after. Because I'm going to surmise all this stuff for us. All right? So what do we get? We got hold yourself, we got the housing, we got the lust, we got the toilet bowl, we got the payback where hurt people. And then what about insecure? Insecure. You have personal insecurity and you're searching for attention from others. You have a misplaced value of self because you don't care what kind of attention you're getting. You don't care if that person is treating you like a piece of trash or a quote toilet bowl. You know they're coming to see you. You know what it's for. You know why they're coming over there and everything. And you think that that's okay. Now, the one who's participating, the one who's not in the monogamous relationship, I'm talking about him or her. That individual that used to be me once upon a time got some work to do. Because you don't want to be allowing yourself to be treated like somebody's toilet bowl, somebody's part-time, somebody's just do whatever I want to them and leave. We don't want that. You know, as much as you try to say, you know, you just want it, it's you even and all that kind of stuff, I find that hard to believe. There's 2 victims. And then depending on if you got children, there's more victims there. Ends up with 4 victims or 5 or 6 or 7. Nah. You need to check your own personal insecurities. And that way you treat yourself better and you think twice about why you would want to walk on somebody who's supposed to be your ace, right? And step out. You're not happy with yourself. You have a misplaced value of yourself. You're not happy with yourself. You have no respect for yourself. And it goes back to the other one where your value is between your legs. It makes no sense why we put that value there. I don't get it. That's supposed to be your prized possession. That's supposed to be the thing you hold and you guard because you know how special it is. And again, I'm talking about male, female, it doesn't matter. When you get in share intimacy with someone, it should only be between the 2 of you. Unless there's a conversation that's had where you feel it's okay to bring something else in. We can have a whole show on that too. Anywho. The other thing, some people need their ego stroked. Right? We're on number 8 now, just in case you didn't know. We're on number 8. The ego needs to be stroked due to underlying insecurity. Are you seeing the theme here? You seeing the theme? So what happens in these type situations, okay? Because I want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from with this. What happens in these type situations? The person who you live with at home, the person that you are either married to, you have your monogamous relationship with, knows you well, okay? Knows you very well, okay? We're going to make sure that we understand this is the type of relationship that I'm discussing. So the person at home knows you well, inside and out, all your flaws, all your shit that you carry. You know your goodness too, but they know everything about you. Now, because you might not like something about you that they know about you, you're going to go out and try to front and put on a masquerade party for the next person who doesn't know you that well. So you want to become somebody else, and you can't do that at home. So you're going to step out so you can go front with the next person who don't know you and don't really care for you. Because if they did, they wouldn't be messing with you knowing you out there and married or with someone in a monogamous relationship. It ain't hard to tell. So let's stop acting like we don't know when we being lied to. Because we already had that show too. Let's all stop acting like we don't know when we're being lied to. We know. We know. Because we don't associate, right? We talk about who we associate with and what aura that brings, right? Positive or negative. So we're not associating with people who lie, because liars are the ones who stick together, right? And I ain't trying to hang with that. And I'm suggesting the same for you. So we're not doing that, right? So your partner knows your true you. Therefore, you feel the need to go step out in front. Get your ego stroked, right? Handle some of those insecurities. It sounds a little narcissistic, but that's number 9. Okay? You're just a mean person. Again, hurt people hurt people. And this is borderline narcissist that I'm talking about. Not borderline, narcissist that I'm talking about. And in case you don't know what that is, it's a person who has an excessive interest or admiration for who? For themselves. That's a narcissist. I'll read it again. A person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. So that means I can get what I want, when I want, with who I want. Until you play yourself out, you can. Until you play yourself out. Because you do get played. I don't care if you're male or female, you will get played out. You will. Trust and believe. I don't care what you think you bring it to the table. You will get played out. Now, the last one, number 10. Excuse me, I need some of my wine on this one. Whew. This topic really, really gets me going. So the last one, I guess it kind of falls in line with narcissism and everything of the sort. It's just straight selfish. You're just selfish. You just want it all. You just want to have your cake and eat it too. Whether that's ego, whether that's addiction, whether that's just sheer meanness, whether that's narcissism, whether it's lust, whether it's anything that I so name, whether it's you like hoeing yourself and being a toilet bowl, whether it's any of that, you selfish with it. And let me define selfish for you, okay? Lacking consideration of others, concerned chiefly with one's own profit or pleasure. Let me read narcissist again. Person who has an excessive interest or admiration of themselves. Kinda from the same tree, huh? Kinda from the same tree? Yeah. So, I do have a bottom line, and you know one of my sayings, I say it on almost every show. I probably have said it on every single one of my episodes. There's no future in fronting. Last week we talked about lying and why people lie. Why do you have to lie to someone who is supposed to be your partner? You're making plans with this person. You're supposed to be scheduling a future, right? How you gonna do anything if you ain't even being straight with yourself? Let's talk about it, because it's about being straight with yourself. That's why you can't be straight with the next person, because you can't get right with you. I'm only speaking from what I know. Let me remind you of that, okay? Only what I know. Masquerading, wearing costumes, fronting all day, every day, with Jill, Jack, Joe, Jake, and John. It don't matter. You still fronting. And whatever is done in the dark comes to light. We said that last week too. This is all about being honest with yourself. You have to be. You have to get butt naked with your partner. You have to be honest with that person you are sharing your most intimacy with. The most intimate parts of your being. You're sharing with a person that you're lying to, that you're putting in danger. And I'm not even talking about your children yet, or your family members, or your close friends or associates that you hang with and you visit, and you go to barbecues and graduations and birthday parties with, and how all those get destroyed when you decide to cheat with your selfish self. Right? That's what I'm talking about. So number one, the bottom line is, number one in this is, be honest with yourself so you can be honest with others. Respect yourself so you learn how to respect others. And if you ain't able to bring this to no table yet, then you need to work on that before you go trying to hurt somebody and mess somebody else's shit up. Now, I told you before, everything happens for a reason. I get it. I understand I went through the things I went through because I'm a vessel. I understand that. I understand that I had the gift of gab. I understand that I like to share. I understand that I'm a forever learner. Therefore, I'm a forever teacher. That's what I understand. I understand my purpose is this right here. And I've been to hell and back and hell and back again. Trust I have. And I'm here to tell you, I'm only speaking about what I know. You can have a positive future, an open, honest relationship. But the only way, and I hate to use the word but, the only way to secure your shit, to secure your bag, is when you're secure your damn self. That's what it is. If you haven't had an experience, say it. Don't front like you have. If you're hurt, say I'm hurting. If you're happy, tell them you're happy. Specify. If you're in need, say so. And define what that need is. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. And you gain so much respect. You gain so much adoration. So much from just being cool with you. I told you before, I'm far from perfect. So I gotta love all parts of me. The good, bad, and the ugly. No regrets. I can't turn back the hands of time. I can't take away anything. And honestly, I would never. You know why? It makes me me. And I could sit here and talk to you about breathe. Breathe for yourself. Give yourself a chance to experience calm security. Do you understand what I'm saying? Give yourself a chance to experience calm security. This is called getting attention or giving attention without any expectation. That's what that is. Without any expectation. Just give yourself a chance to breathe and experience cool calm. It's okay and it's possible. If I tell you that I was in a very toxic relationship for 15 years of my life, and I can breathe and learn to accept calm for what it is, the peaceful bliss in it, and coming out on the other end, standing strong and saying, this is who I am, all of that, what I've been through has made me me. And guess who loves me? Me. I'm betting he does too, because I know without that man up there, there's no way I'd be talking to you right now either. He's the one who showed me my purpose, okay? That's how I know. So, understand that when you don't respect yourself and when you don't respect your partner or your relationships, that it interrupts the entire family system. It interrupts the children. It interrupts your friendships. It interrupts the household. It interrupts your living situation. There's people who end up homeless behind stuff like this. And it's all avoidable. It's called open your mouth and communicate what your needs are. Communicate what your desires are. And don't get mad at the other person because they're not clairvoyant. Don't be upset because they can't read your mind or you think they should know something. No one can do that. Unless you're some kind of alien or something from some other planet somewhere and you've got the ability to read minds and have foresight and all that good stuff, you don't need to be hearing from me. You shouldn't be tuned in right now because you got it all in the bag. But for those of us who are down here, we're supposed to always rewind the things that we have been through, help ourselves understand what the purpose of those lessons are, and pay it forward for ourselves or for whoever it was supposed to be pertaining to. Does it sound familiar? Because I say the same thing all the time. All the time. Take your lumps, understand why you got that. Karma, karma, karma. It makes no sense to join them if you can't beat them. That whole line about, oh, you cheated on me, I'm going to cheat on you, you wanted to cheat. So stop that. Stop that. It had nothing to do with the other person doing it. We do what we want to do because we want to do it for whatever reason. We want to do it. So until you experience the pain of someone you love hurting you by stepping out on you, yeah, you're probably going to go out and continue to be a serial cheater. But that day is going to come where somebody's going to catch your heart. And you're going to be the type of person that takes yourself out. Because you ain't going to be able to take what's coming back at you for what you've done to everyone. And I'm not just talking about your partner. It could manifest in your children. It can manifest in your grandchildren. It can manifest in your job. It can manifest in your friends. You never know. Be wiser. Open your mouth. Share. Share with those you claim to love. And if you have to think about whether you love somebody, you probably don't. Learn to love you first. That's my message right now. Learn to love you first. Because if you don't know how to love you, there's no way you can tell someone else or demonstrate it to someone else. There's no way to do that. It's just not possible. If misery loves company, what do you think happiness does? What do you think happiness loves? If misery loves company, what does happiness love? Happiness. You have to be straight up with you. I can't say it enough. Positive aura brings positive energy, and it knocks those other people right out your life. I can testify. I can testify. When you come out from under all of the weight that you've been putting on yourself, allowing to stay there, instead of chucking it off, you will understand on the other side, you can breathe again. You can almost float. You can exhale, which makes you lighter. You ever be around people and you could just see the sun around them? You could see it in their face, their glow. Right? You wonder where that comes from. They're at peace. In whichever way they gain it is up to them, but they're at peace. And they're with people who are also at peace and in a good, comfortable place, a place that feels like I love myself as is, right? And that's where it really, 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 really starts. I love myself as is. I love myself enough to make sure that I stick up for and defend and be the most outspoken spokesperson for me. I have to champion me. I have to tell my partner about what my itches are. I have to. Because I'm not going to live a life of hiding. I'm too old for that. I'm not going to hide it. Whatever it is I need, he got to know about it. He got to know. And vice versa. And I'll be damned if I don't try to meet it. I try. I'm going to attempt it. I'm going to figure it out. Because I love him. And I want him to reciprocate. That's what that is, right? I don't want him to feel like he has to go talk to some stranger about the things that he's supposed to be able to talk to me about. Right? And I don't have any desire to go out and talk to anyone else about anything because my best friend is right here and I could tell him. So, with that being said, no future in fronting. Be honest with you first. Get butt naked with your partner, but it starts with you first. That's my message for tonight. It just has to start with you first. Okay? And I do have another piece. I just wrote a brand new piece the other day, yesterday. I've been having these brain farts lately. And so, in thinking about tonight's episode, I wrote a piece that it's entitled, Love is Free. Forgive me, I'm going to have to read, because again, I just wrote this on the 8th of June in 2021. By Love is Free by Depoet. You don't know me. I'm not the woman I used to be. After surviving all my tragedies, I am not bitter, angry, or even stressed. I know love. I'm appreciative, knowledgeable, and blessed. I have no regrets. I am a thinker, forever learner, a teacher at best. I am admired. I am beautiful. I am lovable, and no less. Ill feelings have been addressed. You simply don't know me. I'm not the same woman I used to be. I am free. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for watching this 4th episode of Points to Ponder with Depoet. I look forward to seeing what you have to say about this. And don't forget that I'm also over on YouTube. Following this episode, I will be loading this onto my YouTube page. It's called Points to Ponder with Depoet. Thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe and press that like button. Thank you. Have a great evening.